if I have like a snappy like comic book intro to do on this video, because really I'm just hungry. My Buffalo Wild Wings, non-sponsored, but my Buffalo Wild Wings is supposed to be coming, and I have until my Buffalo Wild Wings shows up to film, because then I have SmackDown, where they will be smacking down. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Last Week in Comics, where I talk about the last week in comics. Discourse online has like driven me so insane to the point where like there is a reason I never talked about adaptations, and I never wanted to talk about adaptations like after a certain thing that like fundamentally like fucked up my entire brain chemistry. Like there's a reason I don't want to talk about adaptations anymore. Also because you guys are fucking annoying when people disagree with you. Like you guys don't go to like reviewers because you want to hear our opinions. You go to reviewers because you want a pat on the back that what you like is good. God forbid someone doesn't like James Gunn's Slopfest. I'm still not over it. How the fuck do you mess up the immigrant metaphor? Okay. We're done. We're done talking about it. I'm done. Let's talk about something that does bring me joy. Ryan North's Kryptos miniseries. Which I don't know what I expected from this book. I genuinely, after the end of issue 1, I thought, oh, Lex is going to be kind to this dog. Because he has not garnered the hatred for Superman that makes him so, like, angry and mean. Because Superman didn't, like, make him bald as a kid yet. Insert clip from Smallville.
Next thing I remember, I was waking up in Metropolis General completely bald.
Turns out I was fucking wrong. He's a dick to this dog. Like, okay, it's like, I thought I saw this trigger warning, like, at the beginning. It says content warning, this issue contains scenes of a bad person with a good dog. True heroes care for their furry friends and treat them with love and respect. Look, Ryan North is such, like, a jokester. I thought it was a joke. No, Lex Luthor is literally abusing this dog. And I genuinely really like how it's done. You kind of get the start of seeing, like, what makes Lex Luthor tick and why he's like that. Just by the fact that you see him fucking hurt this dog. It's just a fucking dog. He doesn't even, like, have super strength yet. It's just very sad. It's very sad. I didn't expect this when I heard Ryan North by Krypto. Because yes, does he make me feel a wide range of emotions? Yes. Did I expect that to happen with a dog? Yes. Did I expect it to be because the dog's being abused? No. Like, Lex Luthor fucking sets his house on fire. Well, not his house. He got sent to live with, like, his aunt and uncle because he's a little shithead. So they sent him away to the slums of Metropolis to teach him a fucking lesson, which I think is very interesting. He's trying to fucking kill them and then burns down the house, and then is seen as a hero because he was rescuing people. Luckily, at the end, Krypto gets away, which I don't know what the fuck this miniseries is gonna be about. Genuinely, it feels like I'm reading that book that Ryan North writes for the other company, where I cannot predict for the life of me where it's going next. And I love that about this series. I think that this is like it's a very good Krypto book because it doesn't do the over-reliance on making Krypto talk. Krypto's entirely silent, but with how the art works and how you see the environment around him, like it definitely, you feel it. You fucking feel every emotion Krypto's feeling, and it's great. And I want to have more to say about this book, but honestly, it's just amazing and everyone should go read it. Other book I read this week, Zatanna just ended. Zatanna by Jamal Campbell ended this week. Overall, I really liked the series. I don't want to give too much about the finale because I do think that you should just read it for yourself. Again, I can never do Jamal Campbell's art justice. That's why sometimes I just go, look at this! This is fucking amazing! The Justice League Dark show up! But yeah, no, I think like going forward, this is going to be the definitive Zatanna series. Like, I would recommend if someone's getting into Zatanna, obviously Bring Down the House by Mariko Tamaki. But also I think that this is another good book to read. I think that it shows a very multi-dimensional Zatanna. Bring Down the House obviously being more focused on her relationship with Zatara, and Zatanna by Jamal Campbell being more about her relationship with her mother, and how how that death affected her going forward. And I think it's really fucking interesting how we've had two good Zatanna books back to back, and yet DC won't give her anything more than a mini. She's not even, like, on any teams right now. This is, like, a mainstay Justice League member, and she's on nothing? Jesus fucking Christ, DC. And I know a lot of times when I praise, like, newer releases, everyone's like, oh, hey, what other book should we read about this character? Obviously, Zatanna by Paul Dini. I think that's kind of, like, the premier Zatanna book. If you missed my Bring Down the House reviews completely, also read Bring Down the House. It's great. I liked Mariko Tamaki. She's great. I love her. This book was amazing. Art's amazing. Jamal Campbell can do everything. You know how it be. You know how it is. And I don't want to give, like, spoilers to the book, but it does seem like kind of like this may not be the end. Maybe they were hoping for an extension. Maybe DC is just going to reboot the series. Who knows? But I really do hope that Zatanna gets more books in general. New Gods number 8. I have kind of fallen off New Gods. And maybe they'll draw me back in, because really this issue is all about them dealing with the destruction of New Genesis and trying to build a new home. And Barda's in it, kind of, not really. There was some shade at, Thomas in there. Honestly, again, I just want more Barda. I'm a big Barda fan. And it seems like because we have not yet dealt with Orion's emotions fully on Lightray's death. Like, you know, we saw, like, in the previous issues, Lightray was still trying to get back, but, like, we haven't really seen much of Orion since, like, that one big reaction in the previous issue. So I'm hoping that we're getting more of that later. But in good news for Barda, because I was really worried about that, we are getting the return of Granny Goodness and the Female Furies, which I'm fucking hyped for! I think if we spent this much time of fucking dealing with fatherhood, we should at least get one issue dealing with motherhood for Barda, okay? Just fucking one, because she's had jack all to do in this book. Like, you think a person raised by Granny Goodness would have a lot more problems with being a mother. Apparently not to these male writers. I like Rambi, but sometimes you just can't trust men with women, and specifically, you can't trust men with women surrounding motherhood as a concept, because they often forget about the fact that it's not instinctive. It's not instinctive for everyone. That's kind of all I have to say about New Gods. It's still a good book. I want more Barda out of it. But that's just a personal thing. I just like Barda. Now on to Absolute Flash number 5. Monkey.
You saved me. Why?
Monkey. I have kind of fallen off of Absolute Flash as well. I still think it's good. I think I want, like, more interpersonal drama, because it seems like it's a lot of my adventures with a monkey. But I do like, there's one particular thing that happens in this issue that I really like, is that instead of, like, defeating, so, like, I think it's, like, Heatwave or, like, something, I don't know who the fuck this is, it's a Flash villain, I don't read Flash like that. But the one thing I really found interesting is how Grodd was like, no, you don't fight him, you don't stop him, you help him. And it seems like Wally has the powers to kind of suck up a lot of the weird mutations that happen to some of the people who are hunting him down. Because he's able to suck up this guy's fire powers. He's perfectly fine. And now the guy's okay. And I think that's a really interesting take on Flash, because unlike a lot of other heroes, Flash doesn't fight in quite the same way. A lot of DC's heroes are either very punchy or they're very gadgety, but Flash kind of, like, has to outsmart his villains in a way because of the speed. So I think it's kind of interesting, like, that this version of Flash isn't also, like, a typical brawler. He's almost like, it's almost like a human battery of sorts. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing how this goes. Just overall. I think Absolute Flash is still a good book. I still rate it higher than still rate it higher than most of the Absolute universe. I'm not a Flash fan. Okay, I do this because I know people want to hear about it and hear my opinions. But don't have like a concrete grasp of Flash as a concept, so yeah. Okay, and that's kind of it for the books I read this week. Because it's a short week because it's also solicits week. So we're just going. We're going, baby. Anyway, Absolute Batman number 10 came out. Absolute Batman number 10 features Catwoman. She looks like Mysterio. I'm still like, I had to look at like the concept images of her to figure out how her mask works, because it's like a big dome over her eyes, which I think is cool for a Catwoman concept. The face has like a little half mask that can go over it, and I think that confused people to just thinking her head was all orb. Shit, cool ass Catwoman design. I kind of fuck with it. Okay, Batman Superman World's Finest number 41. It's Bizarro time. It's crazy how much it's crazy to have this be the first World's Finest that comes out after the Superman movie, when the Superman movie was too cowardly to use Bizarro. World's Finest has its fans. I honestly, if I had started reading it at issue number 1, I probably could have gotten into it, but I didn't, and I wasn't reading comics like that back then, so shocking Mark Waid's on that many books. Batman and Robin Year 1 number 9. Speaking of Mark Waid, it's gonna be good. It's one of the Year 1 books. They've all been really solid. I would recommend you just wait till the trade comes out. We wanted to read it early, which is why we have single issues, and I have to go pick this up. Oh shit, I forgot that Tom Taylor's Detective Comics was still going on. It's Detective Comics, 1099. It seems like Tom Taylor has kind of fallen off. Not really fallen off in the sense that his writing is suddenly bad when it used to be good. I think he's fallen off in the sense of, like, he's no longer able to come up with controversial things in his books, which means that he lost a lot of the internet clout, and it's more likely than not, because usually what happens is writers on Detective Comics, they get moved to Batman eventually. I don't think that's gonna happen to Tom Taylor. I genuinely think that they might just, like, bounce him to a couple books and forget about him. Maybe take some of the slack that Jeremy Adams is having, because Jeremy Adams fucking sucks, man. Like, his numbers are bad. You know, it's Detective Comics, it's always gonna do moderately well. Okay, Batman and Robin Jason Todd number 2. The only real, like, things I've heard about this book are that a lot of people are mad that it's going the same Jason Todd's original Robin stories, which people look back on fondly now, but a lot of them are of course written without the knowledge that Jason Todd is going to become the Red Hood, and you kind of lose some of that magic about Jason Todd as Red Hood when you pretend like that was always going to happen, and I think that this book in particular suffers from that. Because, like, at times you're not, like, that's not the boy that said being Robin gives me magic. It's some angst lord, and it's, I don't know. I feel like there's, like, a certain, like, magic you have to have with Jason Todd that, like, a lot of writers don't get. That, like, part of the tragedy is that this, like, bright young kid, this very, like, excited, like, happy kid was brutalized to the point where he has become the Red Hood. And showcasing that kind of adds in with the tragedy, with the knowledge that he will eventually become the Red Hood. Okay, Superman Unlimited number 3. I fucking forgot that this book was happening. If I'm gonna be completely honest. I think, like, the Golden Superman thing, as, like, a whole, has maybe lost its magic. Like, it's still definitely an interesting concept. I'm glad that it's just relegated to this mini. I just think I lost interest in it after the first couple issues, because now it's just being, like, now it's just basically boiling down to a Superman story point blank, instead of, like, trying to navigate this new power scale every issue. I don't know. Oh god, I forgot Gotham City Sirens Unfit for Orbit number 3 is still happening. I forgot that book was still happening. After a controversial first couple issues, or first 2 issues, I think people just gave up on caring, and you know what? Good for them. I don't care. I never cared. I don't like Leah Williams. Please fire her. Next up, Nightwing 128. So I've heard multiple things about Nightwing. One of them is in the solicits where they're ramping up to getting him a sidekick. Okay, I guess that's the thing now. Nightwing gets a sidekick. But the other thing is that apparently he has a sister in this. Or maybe it was the previous run? I don't know. Nightwing fans seem to be satisfied with this book. Good for them. I could not give a shit about Nightwing, personally, but I've heard good things, so if you give a shit about Nightwing, it's probably good. Okay, Titans issue 25 came out. Again, it's the whole Slade and Tara thing. I don't like it. I don't think any modern writer, or any writer period, has the capability to deal with Tara as a character and as a sexual assault victim. As a child who has been groomed, okay? Like, no one has the capacity to do that yet. So until DC, like, gets an actual pitch that's ready to deal with it, instead of just writing her off as evil and making her work with her abuser, they need to just put her away. Comic book fans need to, like, understand that sometimes I know that we want Yara Flor to be good, we want Tara to be good, but no, DC is unwilling to hire the person capable of dealing with that, because they are currently hiring someone who mocked a child sexual assault victim. Yep, that's the writer for the fucking Red Hood and Huntress book that's coming out. Fucking crazy that person has been hired by DC. Again, back to my point. They're never gonna hire the person capable of fixing these characters, so until that happens, they need to put them away. Until they get an actual Brazilian writer on Yara, shelve her. It's better for all of us. You seem less racist by doing it. I do want to say I'm really fucking proud of comic book Twitter. Not comic book movie Twitter. Comic book movie Twitter, you are in the fucking doghouse. But I am very proud of comic book Twitter for no one talked about Tom King this week, because, yeah, another issue, Wonder Woman came out. Reminder, Tom King is a war criminal. He has gleefully talked about helping plan the Iraq invasion. You should not give him any of your money or any of your time. Yes, that includes the Superman movie and the Supergirl movie. Here, he is attached to both of them. He's attached to the entire DCEU, as he seems to be a consultant for James Gunn. So just throw the whole thing away, okay? Who the fuck cares? That's why I'm shitting on comic book movie Twitter. Y'all don't know how to keep your fucking mouth shut. Anyway, fuck Superman. Or fuck Superman the movie. Not the comic book right now. It's actually pretty good. Booster's gonna show back up. But fuck Superman the movie. And fuck Tom King's Wonder Woman run. I can name at least, 7 women that should be on there instead of him. Fuck, I would even take Rainbow Rowell. And I fucking hate her. I would take Rainbow Rowell on a Wonder Woman book over Thomas King. I do want to talk about another DC release that is completely free for you guys to read. I am not sponsored by DC Infinite, but please, if someone at DC sees this, please sponsor me. I have been paying for your service for 3 years now. 3 years straight. I'm holding up 4, but it's 3 years. I really like DC Infinite. I think it's a great service if you want to get into reading comic books. It's also pretty fucking cheap. It's half the price of streaming now, which really goes to show how much streaming has just increased in price. DC Infinite has been publishing their own webtoons. I know I talked about the Nightwing, Harley Quinn one, or the Nightwing one, the Harley Quinn one, and the third one, I think it was Raven. I don't even think I bothered to read that one. But they do have a new set that seems to be better than the last. The more important ones that I want to talk about is Warriors and a Wee Wonder, and John Kent, My Internship is My Superpower, or something like that. Both of these have 3 chapters out right now, completely free to read. All you need to do is sign up for a DC Infinite account. Warriors and a Wee Wonder is great. It's exactly what we wanted from the Wonder Woman mythos. We wanted more Amazonians. It's framed as the gods are watching the Amazons like they're a reality TV show, which I think is really great. Nubia seems to kind of be the de facto lead of the book, as she's new to Themyscira, which, for people wondering why Nubia seems so much older than Diana, they're technically the same age, but with the fact that Diana was born of clay and thus ages until she reaches a certain point, versus Nubia was reborn out of the soul of someone who was harmed by man in man's world. She was reborn as, a young adult. Diana was born as a baby and now has to grow. That's kind of the explanation for it. Stephanie Williams is the writer for it. I love Stephanie Williams. Stephanie Williams also has another free comic called Living Heroes. It's a great parody. I fucking love it. I love this book so much, and not just because Wyatt's in it. But I really like Stephanie Williams as a writer. She understands how to bring superheroes down to that slice of life kind of level. So it's been great. I read the first 3 issues. It's amazing. I highly recommend that you read it, because again, it's free. It's even better than Webtoon, because you don't get any ads on it. It's or at least I didn't, because I have a DC Infinite account, which is only like $7 a month. Probably cheaper if I got a year subscription, but I'm stupid. I love DC Infinite. It's great. I love it. And then the other one is John Kent, My Internship is My Superpower, or something like that. I don't know. I've heard really good things about it. I have not sat down and read it yet. I kind of got busy this week. But Jay's in it. And I fucking, like, I saw him coming through the walls and mocking John, and I love him. I love you, Jay Nakamura. Never change. So I'm probably gonna enjoy that. There was a 3rd one that came out with this batch, and I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's probably good. I love that this is a more accessible way of reading comics. I love that this is DC dipping their toes into a very popular thing. I just wish that it was maybe on Webtoon so a lot more people could reach it, because Warriors of We Wonder is, like, fucking fantastic. It does everything right that a Wonder Woman book should do. So definitely go check it out. Oh shit, can you go downstairs and get me some fried pickles? Okay, so let's talk about the indies. Okay, so starting off from Image Comics. The book I want to shout out from Image Comics this week, I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer. I've heard good things about it. It looks fucking amazing. I still need to sit down and read it, because I'm lazy, and I have to read like 20 comics a week, and it's hell for me. It's hell for me. But I'll probably, like, eventually, like, when, like, 6 issues come out, or, like, 5 issues come out, I will be doing just a mass review of it. Hopefully. I'm saying this so that you guys can hold me accountable later when I don't do it. The books I want to shout out next are from IDW. Obviously, Mothra, Queen of Monsters, issue 4 came out. Mothra, Queen of Lesbians. That's what this book should be called. Lesbian flag. Mothra. It's really solid. All of IDW's Godzilla stuff is really good. You should be reading that instead of the other company's Godzilla shit. And the other book that came out that I have yet to read, because I want to read it, like, in comic book form, but I have it at my local comic book shop, which is Star Trek Red Shirts #1. This seems to be a horror comic themed around the atrocities that happened to Redcoats, so we're starting out with, like, 10 of them, and I think slowly, as it goes on, they're going to start dying. And I think that's fucking sick as hell. It's like one of those, like, Lost in Space, Deep Space kind of deals, but with the red shirts. And I think that that's great. I want more of it. And I'm getting more of it. I'm reading it. The October 2025 DC Solicits also came out. Let's talk about it. So the first thing, the big announcement that everyone was talking about is DCKO. This seems to be like a fighting arc that all the DC characters are going through. Khalid is going to be in it as Dr. Fate, which is really great. Here's the weird thing. They did a fucking cover of Lobo with Hangman Adam Page from AEW, and I thought they were done with the AEW crossover. But apparently not. I guess that this is in some relation to it. But it's written by Scott Snyder. I'm very excited for it. There's some really cool covers. It's a fighting arc between everyone. I think that's sick as hell. I think it's sick as hell only because it's a mini-series, to be fair.
It's more than a mini-series.
It's more than a mini? Is it a maxi-series? It's a crisis event?! I didn't pay that much to the description. Apparently it's a crisis event. The universes are colliding. Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck. I love that shit. So I've gained some new information from Stack. DCKO is a new crisis event. They're doing a prelude, a countdown to crisis. Countdown to Infinite Crisis, am I right? With Justice League, the Omega Act, which seems to be tying into what's been happening to Booster Gold and the Absolute Universe. Which is fucking crazy, because when I heard DCKO, I thought that this was just, we're gonna let these characters fight for a thing. But no, we're doing another crisis, even though we did have a final crisis, but that doesn't count. Who cares? The other interesting thing about the Omega Act is that Booster's on 2 separate covers, but the description does not mention Booster Gold at all. But they do mention a time trapper, which means maybe that's a code name that Booster Gold's going by while he's in the Absolute Universe. Maybe he's done a full rebrand. Maybe he's trying to, it could be a lot of things. There's not that many time guys at DC. And it's certainly not Rip. He's been missing. But, that shit's gonna be super fucking interesting. I'm excited for this. I think a crisis that kind of advertises itself as like a fun event that you later find out is gonna fucking shake up everything. I think that's an interesting thing. They've never done this before. Other things I want to shout out. First off, Booster Heads by Superman issue 31. Also 29 and 28 and 30. They all seem to have Booster Gold somewhat involved. Booster's on the cover of 31 in his little poncho. What the fuck does he have a poncho? I don't know. The Superman book's been good. I'm glad to see Booster Gold back. I also want to mention that Mark Waid is back on Flash starting at issue 26. I know a lot of people were like, oh, Mark Waid on Flash. First off, shut up when Wonder Woman fans are right there suffering. Second off, it seems like he is doing a Flashpoint parody called Impulse Point. So it's more Mark Waid came back to write Impulse to tie him into this big event that he seems to kind of be at the helm of with the absolute... Well, that he seems to be at the helm of with the help of Scott Snyder on the absolute end. So that's pretty fucking interesting. Seems like a lot of the books are, like, ramping up to, like, the two worlds colliding, but I don't think we're getting rid of the Absolute Universe just yet, unlike a certain other company. Mostly because we're also getting Absolute Evil. Unfortunately, this is written by Al Ewing, but fortunately, there's this cool Wonder Woman and Veronica Cale cover that I'm definitely getting. It seems to be a team-up between all the current villains of the Absolute Universe, which is weird why you would get Mark Waid to write this when he doesn't really have a villain of his book except for Hal Jordan, but to be fair, I think that Hal Jordan's the villain of every Green Lantern book. Fuck, I meant Al Ewing. I'm going fast, I'm hungry, I have Buffalo Wild Wings waiting for me. We're also getting an Absolute Batman 2025 annual. It does not seem like the other ones are getting an annual, which kind of fucking sucks. But it doesn't suck in the case of Absolute Green Lantern. I really hope that this does end at issue 7. I don't want more of it. Okay, Harley Quinn 55 seems to be also including Fire and Ice, which is crazy, or at least for a cover. Nope, they're in the fucking book. Ooh, we are also getting a Poison Ivy annual by G. Will Wilson, which it's about damn time. This book is 3 years old at this point. Why haven't we just now been doing annuals again? Oh, also I want to mention World's Finest just because I think they're doing a fun arc. So, Batman and Superman World's Finest, issue 44 is starting an arc where Supergirl and Robin are teaming up again for a road trip. I think that's fucking hilarious to pair Dick and Kara up in, like, non-romantic situations where they clearly hate each other. I think it's peak. Oh, we're also kind of getting a quote-unquote conclusion to the Summer of Superman called Superman Red and Blue 2025 special. So Paul Dini's gonna be on it. Rainbow Rowell's gonna be on it? I didn't know she worked for the other company. Okay. But it just seems to be kind of like to cap the end of the whole, giant Summer of Superman that's been happening. Oh, Rainbow Rowell is writing Lois and Clark. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna pick it up. Unfortunately, we will never escape the 2016 Suicide Squad movie. They're doing a Joker/Harley malicious intent. It seems like Harley Quinn is hunting down serial killers. Maybe it's just using them as, like, a marketing tactic. It does seem to be, at least in some part, related to the Black Label. It's in the Black Label section of solicits. Oh, although, good news for me, and every single Maps fan, they're doing a new Gotham Academy. So, we're starting off with Gotham Academy first year, issue 1. It's a prequel series, to the Gotham Academy series. So kind of showing where all the characters started out. So that's gonna be interesting as hell. Also, by the way, because I know I did mention this series, in October we are getting the trade paperback for Batman and Robin Year 1 by Mark Waid. So if you've been holding off on the series until it's in trade, go get it. It's gonna be good. Oh, we're also getting the Secret Six trade. in October, and that makes me sad because I didn't want that book to end ever. Okay, we also have a DC Finest Green Lantern, Earth's Other Green Lantern, which is going to go over Guy Gardner's Silver Age comics, which I think is great. We also have another DC Finest Wonder Woman introducing Wonder Woman. We're going over the Golden Age of Wonder Woman! Hell yeah! So this is collecting All-Star Comics issue 8, Comics Cavalade 1 through 2, Sensation Comics 1 through 18, and Wonder Woman 1 through 4. Bring back Sensation Comics. Why do we have an Action Comics and Detective Comics but no Sensation Comics? Make it all about the Wonder Girls. Or Wonder Woman, make it all about the Amazons. Okay, so that's kind of it for last week in comics. Up here is going to be your next recommended video. Is it an episode of Ash and Their Fantastic Friends, my live show I do every 9 p.m. EST? Is it a YouTube short? Is it another episode of Last Week in Comics? Is it a video I haven't even published yet? I don't know. I don't fucking know what's in there. It's different for everyone. Who knows? Down here is the rest of the playlist from Last Week in Comics. I've been doing this since November 2024, so that's a lot of weeks in comics. When I do 52 weeks, I'm gonna just go insane, probably. I don't know. Who knows? And then over here is the subscribe button. I am hopefully... My comic book piles look better. I still have to take care of the last, 2 weeks worth of comics. It's getting there, so hopefully I will be doing those videos about, comics grading and, bagging and boarding and how to start your collection. Probably when I finish that Blue Beetle pile. But this weekend's busy and I'm tired, so who knows. And the White Wingfoot video essay is still happening, so subscribe here. It's gonna be a good time. It's always a good time here. I'm a very energetic person, except when I'm hungry now, because I decided to film this like this. And cut.